usually say it's not cold in Iceland. Right now it's freezing cold. Alright, let's get on to the video. Hey everyone, I hope you are all well. Before you say anything, yes, you've seen the title. This is 10 things I hate about Iceland. But in my previous things I hate or things I love videos, I have had 12 points. I have had 13 points. I did 12 things I love about Sweden. I did 13 things I love about Iceland. And so the fact that I only have 10 things I hate about Iceland, and they're not actually things that I hate because I don't really hate anything. Before you say anything, it's not really hate. It's just things that kind of irk me a little bit, okay? Without rambling on too much, let's get straight into the video. The first thing is the wind and the ice. Although this beautiful nature is so pretty and you know the snow is just like so magical and wonderful, what comes after is just not that amazing. It is black ice. Slippery, slippery, slippery black ice. When the ice starts to melt, that's because it's getting warmer, and then once it gets warmer, it tends to rain, and so you get this sloppy wet rain. Not always. When it really rains properly, then it's fine because it washes all the snow away and you don't have that much black ice. But when it's raining sloppy ice and it's raining just a little bit just to kind of dampen the snow, and then people are treading on the ice, especially on the footpath, and all you have to walk on the footpath is black ice. That gets quite irritating, and that is the first thing I hate about Iceland. Like I say, not hate, but just kind of, yes, it's easy if you have a car. It's easy if you don't walk or don't really need to go places, just kind of don't really need to move around. But if you love and really enjoy walking every day, it's a bit difficult. If you are here, I recommend, and I recommend to myself, getting the spikes on the bottom of your shoes so that you don't slip over and fall and have a nasty accident. It's really helpful to have the spikes on the bottom of your shoes. Plan on getting them so that you don't slip. So yeah, that is the first thing. The wind can be so strong sometimes, blow you over. Yeah, it's a bit hard to deal with. And then the ice. Okay, so that was number one, and I think I spent a lot of time on that. Number two, it gets really dark. I feel like the days are getting longer now, and it's making a significant difference. Before it was just dark at 3:30, light at, awkward. These people keep walking past me, staring, not saying hi. Anyway, okay, so the second thing, it gets dark. The shortest day is like 4 hours. It was getting dark at like 3:30, and the sun was rising at 11:30. Where in the world does the sun rise at 11:30? Here in Iceland. I remember one day I woke up around 8 o'clock and I was so confused because it was pitch black. No, it was even 9 o'clock. And I was like, there's no way it can be 9 o'clock. There's no way it's 9 o'clock. But yeah, it was 9 o'clock and it was completely dark. I was so confused. So yeah, that's something I hate. Okay, I'm doing those bunny ear things inside my mittens in inverted commas. That's another thing that can get really weird. So that's something that you have to be prepared for if you live here. You need to make sure you take your vitamin D to avoid like depression and stuff. You need to make sure you take your supplements. You need to make sure you do things that make you feel really healthy so that you don't get depressed because of the dark, because it's such a common thing. Just have to take care of yourself. And yeah, that's number two. But it's bearable. To me, I just feel like I have to just be conscious in order to not let it affect me. It hasn't really affected me. No, it hasn't really affected me. I just love days like this when I get to be outside and I get to enjoy the bright sun. In fact, I thought the sun would have set by now, but I guess not. Number three, it's crazy expensive everywhere. Everything is expensive. Everywhere is expensive. So you just have to be prepared for it. I already knew it would be expensive, but I didn't really allow that to stop me because I was like, wait a minute, if they can live here, why not me? What's to stop me from living here as well? One thing that I was cautious of is not coming on holiday here. That is one of the reasons why I moved here, because I was like, I can't just come here for a holiday. I have to take the time to save up, you know, for a few months just for one holiday. So I was like, I'm not just gonna come here for a holiday. Hey, I'm gonna live here. And that is how some people ask me, how do you afford to live there? How do you afford things? It's because I live here. It's because I'm not on holiday. All right, so the fourth thing. Okay, so I've just turned a bad thing into a good thing. You see what I mean about me hating about these hate points? Everything is expensive. £3-4 to get on a bus. Just to give you a rough idea, it's like £6 or £7 for a packet of grapes, £4 for a kilo of carrots. It is how much? I think I've been paying like £2 or £3 for a cookie. If you go to the local supermarket, you can find things at a cheaper price. You don't always have to. There's always a way to find things cheaper, and you can buy in bulk. It's always funny when people come here and they're so shocked, like, oh my god, this country is so expensive. I knew it was expensive and I still came here, but it's just like, it's just about having the knowledge that actually, yeah, it's gonna be expensive. You just have to be prepared for it. Okay, so the fourth thing is that public transport is just not that amazing. The buses, at first I felt like they were actually coming on time, but now it's like every single day these buses are late, at least by 2-3 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, and it's like, I thought you were due at 22 past, but yeah, at least there is a bus. That's all I can say. There's no trains here, there are no trams, it's just buses, and yeah, that's it really. Most people have a car, most people actually drive. Okay, so the fifth thing that kind of irritates me a bit is that grocery stores are open so late. Like they open around 10, sometimes 11 AM in the morning, and they close so early, like 6 o'clock. I'm so used to Tesco being open 24 hours or until 10 PM or 11 PM, opening super early, like 7 or 8 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and then to come here and the supermarkets open at 10, 11, it's crazy. So yeah, that is another thing. The sixth thing is connected to the last point, and that is there aren't many grocery shopping options in the stores. There aren't many food options in the stores, and that can get a bit annoying when you feel like branching out. All the popcorn that I've seen in the shops are salted popcorns. Luckily enough, I enjoy salted popcorn, and actually I don't really eat it that often, but it would be nice if there was once in a while, you know, toffee popcorn, sweet and salted popcorn, sweet popcorn, different flavors. No, salted popcorn. And I think there's one other flavor. I think it probably is paprika flavor. But one way you can make your popcorn more enjoyable is basically to make it at home yourself. So that way it fills the house with this lovely aroma, and it's fresh and healthier and warm. It's nice. The seventh thing I hate, no I'm just kidding, the seventh thing about Iceland is that I feel like everybody knows everything about you, that it's, I don't know, I feel like it's not true. Okay, maybe at one point I felt like everybody was knowing everything about me, like, how did you know that? But you know, that's how it is. I guess people are curious and people talk, and I don't know, it doesn't really bother me. So I guess I just shouldn't be on my list, but that's another thing. In these kind of small communities, it's kind of like, people know things about you. People would notice that, so and so is here. But once again, it's not something that I hate. I actually don't care. But it's when people get nosy and kind of like gossipy that I don't like it. So the eighth thing is dating is a bit difficult, especially for me. I would say I really tried. I tried my hardest. Okay, I didn't try that hard, but I really tried. I realized this dating culture is not for me. I was on, well, the normal dating websites don't really work because it's like nobody's really there. But Tinder, everybody's on Tinder, and it's just such a normal and natural thing. And so I tried that, and actually, you can actually meet really good people there. So this is not exactly a bad point, but it's like, people are not really that responsible in terms of men. It's like somebody cancelled on me but didn't tell me, and I was like, wait, so you cancelled plans on me but didn't actually tell me that you're cancelled? Imagine if we'd actually agreed on a meeting point and I just turned up and I just got stood up. Anyway, that's not my biggest issue. My biggest issue is that it's a bit difficult for a Christian because Christian culture isn't that prominent here, and it's getting windy. Christian culture isn't that prominent here, so it's a bit difficult. But like I said, it's not necessarily something I hate because I didn't come here just to date and to find a boyfriend, to find someone. I came here for like so many different reasons, which I will explain in my why I moved to Iceland video. So it's part of life. and it's just a bit difficult, but then again, I've always found it a bit difficult everywhere, so it's no bother to me. I wanted to learn like what they were all about, like what their values were. You can't just judge everybody based on one person. You have to assess each person individually, and that's exactly what I did. And I feel like I trust myself to keep doing that and to not give up on people just because of about 1 or 2 or 3 bad experiences. I hope I can be gracious enough to give other people chances and not just give up. Alright, so the 9th thing is licorice. This is something I don't understand. Why are people in love with licorice? I know, each to their own, everybody has their preference. I actually like red licorice, if that's even considered as licorice. Actually, I don't consider red licorice as licorice. I consider black licorice as the real licorice. Pretty much most Icelandic people love licorice because they grew up on it, and I'm pretty sure if I grew up on it too, I might love it, but I'm like, what is the point of it? Why is it so much of a delicacy? And so this is the 9th thing. If you come here, you must try it. You have to give it a try at least. Don't just say, I hate that, I don't want to try it. Just try it, because there's different types. I actually bought this chocolate. It had licorice in it. It was raspberry and licorice inside white chocolate. That was alright, but it just wasn't for me. It's not like anyone's forcing me to eat it, so I can't really have strong feelings about it. Alright, so the 10th thing, you understand, you get my drift. The 10th and the final thing that makes me uncomfortable is the water. This is a double-edged sword, because this is like good and bad. Because I really love the water, but then I also dislike it. So the cold water is really, really fresh, really pure, really refreshing, really nice, really good water. But then the hot water, it's also everything that I've just said, but it stinks really bad. Now, it doesn't only stink, it's actually really slippery. Like, it actually makes everything really slippery, and it feels almost oily. And once again, I don't really have strong feelings about this. I'm just saying I had to put something on this list, and so I put the water. When you come to Iceland, make sure you are prepared to have a shower with sulfuric water, because that is exactly what the hot water smells like. It smells like sulfur, and it fills the whole room with this like aromatic sulfuric smell, and you just have to get used to it. Otherwise, you'll be bathing in a bucket with the kettle water. So that has been my video. I hope nobody's taken it too seriously. I hope nobody's taken it in the wrong way. I hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on your notifications so you know exactly when I've uploaded a video and you don't miss a single video. If you have any requests, then please do leave that in the comments, please. Like, I don't hate Iceland. I really don't hate Iceland. I actually really like living here. I wouldn't really move somewhere if I hated it that much. These are just kind of like loose hates, if I can say that. Yeah, these are kind of just loose hates. See you in my next one. Bye.